Hello everyone, and welcome back to FilmBook Review, an official YouTube channel of FilmBook. Featured in Google News, IMDb's news desk, and a member of the Critics' Choice Association, FilmBook is an entertainment industry news website that reports on the film and television show industries in the United States and across the world. Today on FilmBook Review, I'll be reviewing the film Potato Dreams of America, a movie that screened at the 2021 South by Southwest Film Festival. Potato Dreams of America is directed by Wes Hurley, written by Wes Hurley and Maria C. Kaminsky, Dan Lauria, Tyler Bocock, Leah Delaria, Sarah Barbieri, and Hirsch Powers. This is a Potato Dreams of America movie review, and there will be spoilers. If you like our movie reviews, please like this Potato Dreams of America film review, as that helps us out with YouTube's algorithm, and consider subscribing. Once subscribed, click the bell notification box, and you're all set. Please also consider becoming one of our patrons on Patreon at patreon.com/filmbook. It might be cliché to tell artists to stick to what they know best, i.e. their own experiences, but in Wes Hurley's case, it's an apt suggestion. Not many people survived the fall of the Soviet Union, an abusive father, rampant homophobia, the culture shock of the trans-Pacific relocation, and the ire of a deeply closeted step-parent, all in their first 2 decades of their life nonetheless. But Wes Hurley has, and he's been telling that story in both documentary and VR form for the past few years. Now, with Potato Dreams of America, the narrative feature adaptation of his tale, Hurley endows his story with all the absurdity of gay camp, the boldness of the queer new wave, and the gung-ho and possibly even jingoistic brashness of 1980s Hollywood. If only the final product was a more cogent vision and not just stylized, clunky didactism. Hurley, born Vasily Namenko and given the pet name Potato by his mother, grew up in the eastern Russian city of Vladivostok at the tail end of the Soviet Union. He witnessed its transition from a corrupt communist state to a corrupt capitalist one, though he seems less interrogative of the latter for some reason, all the while afraid to confront his burgeoning sexuality amidst an incredibly homophobic peer group. His mother, Lena, endured violence from his alcoholic father and intimidation from her bosses at the local prison for refusing to cover up the guards' abuses. Seeing no future for them in Russia beyond continuous demoralization courtesy of her conservative mother, Lena submits to an American mail-order bride service as a last ticket out. A suitor, going by John, strikes up a marriage with Lena, and she whisks herself and Potato across the ocean to Seattle to begin a new life in the United States. Potato falls head over heels for America, especially since he no longer fears for his mother's safety with John, nor has to worry about food shortages and power outages. However, between experiences of ostracization and homophobia in his newfound home, from his peers' general othering to John's deep commitment to Russian orthodoxy, Potato doubts if he'll ever be able to truly be himself. But Lena is there to support Potato wholeheartedly, and her unconditional love allows Potato to embrace his homosexuality with no shame, and allows John to open up with a big secret. Potato Dreams of America is divided into 2 parts, a heavily staged, parodic first part of Potato and Lena's life in Russia, and a more biographical and melodramatic reenactment second part of their new life in America. Granted that schism can suggest a sort of through-the-looking-glass quality of the mother and son's move, or it might just be Hurley making a point about artistic license when it comes to one's own lived experience. But the immediacy of the switch gives us a sense of extreme narrative whiplash. It also doesn't help that the sudden change of actors and the aging up of the characters happens with seemingly no passage of time. Hirsch Powers and Sarah Barbieri play Potato and Lena in the Russian segments, wherein everyone has an American accent, while Tyler Bocock and Maria C. Kaminsky play Potato and Lena in the Seattle segment, Russian accents intact. What's more, Hurley doesn't make his film within a film framing clear until the very end of the ordeal. By then, it's only further added to the entire film's general gimmicky grandeur. Despite Hurley's obvious stylistic influences that he wears proudly on his sleeve, Potato Dreams of America doesn't mold them together into anything beyond a slapdash display. Hurley's feature wants to achieve both the ridiculousness of a Waters and the anarchism of an Iraqi, but he can't seem to connect the dots to form a unique sensibility of his own. This is not meant to invalidate Hurley's own history and how he views it in retrospect, But with Potato, he doesn't offer any discernible takeaways from his life story beyond a surface-level strangeness. The end result is lukewarm mimicry that's periodically amusing, but not particularly enrapturing. In fact, Potato Dreams of America seems to be just a drawn-out topical reread of Little Potato, his documentary short, with all of that film's perfunctory directness but none of its singular vision. It also has that short film's same problem of framing gender identity as a sort of twist/reveal, which at this point is just a tiresome trope. And I get that gender identity and the journey of self-discovery can be long and fluid and full of so much change and problematic shit in and of itself, but couldn't Hurley have used this opportunity to cast an actual trans actor as a trans person, instead of what seems to be a cis actor in a wig and makeup? Yes, in spite of that, Potato Dreams of America does have its bits of charm and insight. Young Potato's pleading with his friend that he doesn't have to succumb to virulent anti-Semitism in post-Soviet Russia is effectively emblematic of Hurley's fear of unquestioned groupthink. These scenes of Potato's internalized identity struggles, which he attempts to quell with religious devotion and near constant exercise, exude a palpable sense of frustration and fear. And Potato's coming-out scene to Lena is genuinely heartfelt, with a sprinkle of silliness from an all-too-accepting mom trying hard to be cool. Even watching Potato late in the film as he brushes off backhanded fetishization of his Russian heritage from his lovers while in the midst of neon-lit trysts speaks bounds about microaggressions he still has to deal with, and maybe even suggests a sense of uninterrogated internalized Russophobia. These moments imbue the film with genuine emotion and depth, adding vibrancy to a bowl of otherwise stale camp. In the end, Potato Dreams of America is less of a dumpling and more of a fry. Not a lot of savory filling, but shimmering with a bright and salty excess. And that brings us to the conclusion of this Potato Dreams of America movie review. I would love to hear your thoughts on it below in the comment section. If you liked what you heard during this review, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for viewing, and you can watch one of these reviews next.